Hello, friends. We're in Vienna by the Judenplatz. This place is called the Jew place. This is back known from all the way times, and in the Middle Ages, Jews have lived in Vienna, going back to probably the 11th to 12th century. This what we're seeing over here is where the synagogue would have stood. Um, it was demolished when the Jews were massacred, and a major pogrom, which was called Gzeras Wiedna in 1419. With them, the Jews were killed almost totally entirely, and their synagogue was destroyed. But the name Platz, Judenplatz, still stayed Judenplatz. Now, a couple of years ago, they they dug from that house over there, which by the way had 10 Jews living in it before the war. There's a plaque on the door of their names, also killed. They dug out and they found the floor of the original shul, of where actually the Zarua, like, and the Rishonim would have been studying and learning and davening. And there's a spot over there that shows exactly above where the bima would have been in the shul. Now, I would just like to discuss a little bit about the rabbis that served here. Now, there were a couple of them, but the most important one that we know, most famous one, because he was known for his sefer, the Zarua, was Rabbi Yitzchak mewina, better known as the Bala Zarua. Now, he was born in 1180. He originated in Prague, which he happens to call Bohemia Eretz Canaan. And he studied over there under Rabbi Yankov, the son of the Rabbi Yitzchak Halavan. And he studied under other great personages like the Rav Yu, Reb Lezer ben Yoel Halevi, the Avi as he was known. He studied also under Reb Yehuda Chosed de Regensburg, and he also went to study in France. He learned by the Sam Mekutzi, the Shimshon Mekutzi, which was Talmud of Rabbeinu Tam. This was one generation later. What's interesting, I put it also in the descriptions, he has a fascinating a commentary about wearing the badge, which he called the oifan, which he says at the time was being enforced in France. And he had a whole discussion with the Sam Mekutzi why in Shabbos that shouldn't be a problem to go out with that star, with the yellow star. Not one of the star, yellow wheel. Or, I don't know if it was yellow, it doesn't speak what color it was. But the wheel that they had to put under the wheel of shame, which you find in the old woodcuts and stuff from the Middle Ages. How is that allowed? They're not called carrying on Shabbos. On Shabbos one may not carry from the private domain to the public domain. I'll put in the description where you can find it. It's fascinating. So that's the story of the Zarua. He died in 1250, but like we said, in 1419 the Kehillah was completely destroyed, killed. Terrible. They called it Gzeras Wiedna. Now, later on, centuries later, there was again an influx of Jews slowly. In the beginning, they only let a couple of Jews come settle here, and whenever they brought their families and stuff. But after the emancipation, and especially when Wien became the capital of the Austrian and Hungarian Empire, there was a great influx even of Jews, big rebbes that came there. All the Russian rebbes came, Chotke, the rebbe, even Hasidic rabbis in Poland lived here before the war. Before the war, Wien was had a real nice, sizable Jewish community, which was also completely destroyed in World War II. Now there's still a little community. Some Jews that still came back after the war to rebuild.